Here we go. The Dallas Cowboys are NFC East champs, taking down the Washington Commanders, winning 38-10. Let's talk about it.
Prescott, touchdown. Throw, look the middle, sacked again by Parsons again. CD Lamb, was he down? They say no for now, and he's into the end zone.
What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to another post-game reaction video. The Dallas Cowboys, they're NFC East champs. They did it, and they are sitting at the top of their division for the second time in the past 3 years. And with that, they clinched the number 2 seed. And with that, they can guarantee themselves at least 2 home games if they advance past the wild card round. And with that, they are hosting a playoff game at AT&T Stadium. And with that, they are 8-0, undefeated. And with that, they are on, a 16-game winning streak. This changes everything. And Jerry Jones talked about it before the game kicked off, talking about how the weight of this game. We've seen this team play on the road. They're 4-5 after today's victory. But if you gave me the choice of choosing my team, there's 2 different teams. There's an 8-0 team at home, and there's a 4-5 team on the road. I'll take the home team every single time, not only because I like the home field advantage, but I know that the Cowboys are better at home, and that's their best chance to win. Wow. Dallas Cowboys are NFC champs, NFC East champs, and I told y'all weeks ago, I told you the Philadelphia Eagles were some frauds. They were fraudulent, and the Cowboys would have an opportunity here. The Cowboys took advantage of that opportunity. Look, I've been critical. I have told you that the Cowboys have lost 2 out of the last 3, and that they should have won either one of the games in Buffalo or in Miami, and they were very close to losing to Detroit. But the Cowboys had an opportunity here, and when you have an opportunity in the National Football League, you need to capitalize, you need to take advantage of it. Most importantly, you need to seize it. Carpe omnia has been the motto, has been the motivation, has been the thing for this team ever since training camp. And if an opportunity comes knocking, you need to seize it, and you have to tip your hat to this team, because despite adversity, not only in the past 4 weeks, but early in this game, they took advantage, they seized the opportunity, and they ran away with it. Like I predicted, I told y'all this game was going to be bumpy in the first half, and it was, man. I mean, it took 2 bizarre plays that we really haven't seen this year. The block field goal is probably the most bizarre, because obviously Brandon Aubrey has been perfect up until this week, and they return it almost for a touchdown. But then you have an interception, and I talked about this on the Cowboys Can Fan podcast that I was on earlier today during the game, and I said, we really haven't had that discussion this year of whether or not an interception was Dak Prescott's fault or not, but I felt like we were, teleported to that time again where, obviously that's not his fault. He threw the ball and it was tipped at the line, and the Commanders made a great play. But despite those 2 plays, the Cowboys dominated. And I said this at halftime, and I thought this at halftime, that if you take those 2 plays out, I really like what the Cowboys were doing. And before we move ahead and before we get so excited about this NFC East championship and all of that, I really like the way I really like the way they came out on the both drives to open the game, defensively and offensively. And that's what you got to do to set the tone, especially on the road. On the road, you got to establish your identity. You got to establish who you are and take control of the game. And I don't care if you're playing the Washington Commanders, the Arizona Cardinals, or the San Francisco 49ers. Losing or winning on the road is tough. It's tough. It's tough, and that's why a lot of teams don't go undefeated on the road. That's why a lot of teams struggle on the road, and that's why there's this thing called home field advantage and all of that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the Dallas Cowboys came out, and their defense, I was impressed by their defense. I mean, the Washington Commanders were throwing anything and everything and the kitchen sink at the Dallas Cowboys defense in order to get something going. I get it. End of the season, Ron Rivera is going to be gone tomorrow. I get it. And the Dallas Cowboys, to my surprise, were very disciplined. That's the word, that's the term I would use to describe this defense. In their performance today, they were disciplined. They stuck to their assignments. They did not go chasing tail or anything like that. They stuck to their assignment. They were disciplined. They counted on the next player next to them to do their job. And that was something that I was very surprised to see, to be honest, especially after the past couple of weeks and the past 3 games that they have played. And the Dallas Cowboys played a really good game. And that's all that you can ask for them in a situation like today where they were given an opportunity that if you win, you're NFC East champs for the second time in 3 years. And they took advantage of that, and they did that. I like what the offense did. And here's the other thing. So I told you guys that if there was a list of things that I would want to see crossed off before going into the postseason to help me feel comfortable, help me feel confident in this team, well, it's a lot of things. It's winning on the road. It's winning in different ways. But more importantly, the Cowboys needed to see some sort of spark, some sort of life from their running game. And the Dallas Cowboys got exactly that tonight. And that's probably one of the things that excites me more than anything is we saw the defense play really well. And that was something I expect them to be. I didn't expect them to play that well, if I'm being honest. And shout out to Stephon Gilmore. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. I mean, hopefully it's not anything too serious. Obviously, he had to leave the game. But Stephon Gilmore is an important part of this defense and has really stepped up after Diggs was injured earlier in the season. But back to what I was saying with this running game. And if we pull up the stats here, Tony Pollard, 17 carries, 70 yards, and a touchdown. I predicted that he was going to go 2 touchdowns. I predicted he was going to get the 65. And with the 65 rushing yards, he does have 1,000 yards on the season. So congrats to him. That's well earned. We know it. We saw every carry, every run from Tony Pollard. It was tough to get that 1,000 yards, and he got it. So hats off. Congrats to him. And Rico Dowdle had himself very special. I mean, if we're handing out game balls outside of Dak Prescott, you got to give one to Rico Dowdle because 9 carries, 46 yards, but he was also insanely good in that running game. 3 carries, 54 yards, so a total of 100 total yards, all-purpose yards for Rico Dowdle, which is another thing that you would want to see. You want to see someone outside of Tony Pollard give this team some juice, give it some momentum, and that's exactly what we saw from Rico Dowdle. Over 100 rushing yards, and I get it. It's the Commanders. I get it. It's Washington. They were 4-12. Now they're 4-13. I get it. But if you can go out there, run the ball on the road, against anybody, you're going to take something good out of that, and that's exactly what the Cowboys did, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. I needed to see at least one time us do it in a winning effort because we did it against the Arizona Cardinals, but we lost that game. So for them to do it, get the win, and win decisively was big. It was huge. And outside of that, CeeDee Lamb continues an incredible, historic season. I mean, we knew he was special. We knew he was incredible. We knew he was a great player. But I don't think anyone outside of him could have predicted the explosive year that he has had. He is the number 1 option in Dallas. His chemistry with Dak Prescott is like none other right now. They are hot. They are unstoppable. And talk about that touchdown later in the game where Dak was scrambling. Well, he wasn't really scrambling, but he was kind of pandering and around in the pocket. Then he finds CeeDee in the back. Like, that's the kind of chemistry that you want to see in your quarterback and your wide receiver. And they are clicking like none other. I mean, 2 yards short of 100 yards. But that's to follow up his insane performance, his insane 200-yard plus performance last week. Just insane. And then Brandon Cooks had the touchdown as well. I'm telling you guys, I call it every week. That outpost to the corner of the end zone is the GOAT play for Dak Prescott and Brandon Cooks and Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer. It is borderline unstoppable anytime you're going to see that outpost. Like we saw it with Miami. I think we saw it with Detroit. You're going to have to remind me. I don't remember off the top of my head right now, but we definitely saw it tonight against Washington. That outpost route to the corner of the end zone, unstoppable. It's goated. It's the equivalent of the Y option with Romo and Witten. But last but not least, Dak Prescott, 31-36. That's an insane stat line. Outside of the interception, he would have been 31-35, which meant 4 incompletions in a must-win game against a division opponent on the road. And I know, a lot of you are going to say, well, it's the Commanders. You're supposed to win. But would you still be saying the same thing if he had lost, if this team had lost? Because the amount of scrutiny and criticism that would have come his way is nowhere near equivalent to what the praise should be for how he performed tonight. 31-36, 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, and obviously the 1 interception. Dak Prescott played exceptional tonight. And we got to see a little bit of fourth quarter hat Dak in the fourth quarter. And we got to see Cooper Rush give his best go at, here we go. Really weird. I mean, it's a complete distinct difference when you hear Dak Prescott go, here we go. And then you see Cooper Rush and you hear Cooper Rush go, here we go. It's not the same. It's not the same. But Cooper Rush, 3 of 4, 30 yards, and just a really great game from these boys. I'm super proud of their effort. I'm super proud of everything that they did. And that's something that you can say at the end of the season, knowing that you're NFC East champs and that you have a home playoff game on the horizon next week. And I get super excited because I got the team that I wanted. If there was a wish list, I got the team that I wanted the Cowboys to play in the first round. And shout out to Carson Wentz and the Los Angeles Rams. And be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, because now I think we're done talking about the game. At least let's talk about Brandon Aubrey. Aubrey misses the 2 field goals, right? I'm not going to count the one against him that got blocked, but he then missed the one that hit the crossbar. Then he made one. So that's all that matters. If he went 0-2, maybe there's some concern, but he hit one right back. He's back in the money. He'll be fine. He's Butter Aubrey for a reason. He'll be fine. And then obviously we got some interceptions. Got 2 interceptions. I had predicted the 1 interception. And the total sack count, I believe, was... Let me see, 1.5, 2, 3, 4. 4 sacks. I think I predicted 3 sacks. So pretty close there. But other than that, that is it for the post-game reaction, because now we got to talk about the playoffs. So don't go yet, because we got to talk about the playoffs. And the reason why this post-game reaction is a little bit late, I say a little bit late with like quotations, because it's like 5 minutes late, because I was watching the end of that Rams and 49ers game, because dependent on who won that game, it tells us who we're going to play. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you they were scared of playing the Rams, even though we beat the Rams 43-20 earlier in the season, and they had all their starters and we had all our men. So, I don't get what being fearful about that matchup was. But regardless, the Rams won. Shout out to Carson Wentz. Thanks for doing us a favor. And now the Green Bay Packers with their win over the Bears, who I thought the Bears were actually going to be the Packers, so I'm wrong there. But the Bears lose, the Packers win. That locks them in for the number 7 seed. And with the number 2 seed, they are locked in for a home playoff game. So now you got the wild card weekend set. You got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. Something about the postseason is I like to play teams that we don't normally see. It's, not because I'm scared or anything like that. It's just like I want to play someone different. Like I already saw the Cowboys and the Seahawks. I already saw the Cowboys and the Rams. It's definitely like from a entertainment perspective. But I want to see the Packers and the Cowboys. And I like this matchup here. I like what Cowboys are going to win. I'm just going to call it right now. Cowboys are going to win, man. And let me tell you other reasons why I wanted this. We're going to have a Super Bowl run here. Believe it or not, I'm telling you right now, Super Bowl run. You had to get the number 2 seed to make this team feel confident. And I'm on board now. But you start this Super Bowl run against the Green Bay Packers. We lost to the Packers last year. It was brutal. It was heartbreaking, especially for Mike McCarthy, because he spent so much time in Green Bay. We wanted to win it for Coach, and we didn't. And obviously that had Aaron Rodgers. But the team still exists. The Green Bay Packers are still the Green Bay Packers, and now they got to go on the road to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium and play them where they are undefeated. And wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be nice if we could get a win for Coach against his former team? And I'm sure Mike would take the playoff win over the win last year. And to get that and get things started, this is perfect. The Jimmy Johnson curse was real because, and I talked about it because we're seeing things just pan out for the Cowboys. We've never seen that before. We've seen tough breaks. When we needed a team to win or lose, they don't. When we needed a penalty to go our way or a penalty to be called, it never happens. When we need to play a opponent that we feel confident in never happens. Things are turning our way, and the sun is shining, and the stars are aligning for the Dallas Cowboys. There is no other time to be more than just pure excited about what is happening right now, especially with the postseason, NFC East champs. The Eagles are so bad at opening a window for the Dallas Cowboys to win the NFC East, and it's incredible. I'm speechless. I've been watching the Cowboys for 27 years, and they never get breaks like this. Like, they have to earn everything that they get. And believe me, like, they earn this. But in the NFL, you got to be lucky sometimes. And the Cowboys have had that in the past couple of weeks. And dare I say, that's pretty awesome to feel that. So the Dallas Cowboys win. They're 12-5 for the third straight season. They're NFC East champs for the second time in the past 3 years. And they're hosting a playoff game. And I get excited. I can't. This is excitement, man. This is good, man. This is amazing. And we won on the road, and we got a running game going. I'm happy. I can skip through a flower field. I'm happy, man. This is good stuff. I can't wait to buy my NFC East champs shirt. Tell me how you feeling right now. Like, this is great. I'm telling you, unbiased and realistically, I could tell you the way it is. I could tell you, man, I don't know about this. I know about this. This is good stuff. Buckle in. It's happening. Jump on my back. We're riding this train. The Cowboys have a window here. And Dak is playing incredible. CeeDee's playing great. The defense, oh my. Brandon Aubrey can't miss. Mike McCarthy is, I'm just coming up with stuff now. I'm just excited, man. And this is great stuff. And be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll be back. We're going to be talking playoff football coming up here, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But be sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what your thoughts are about this game and about the upcoming matchup. And I will see you guys later. Like and subscribe. Go Cowboys.
Prescott.